Now, see, that sanctity of private enterprise impacts the black community. Ever heard of this thing, pipeline, jailhouse,
the prison, the pipeline? Yeah.
See, here's what that's about.
Okay.
People used to ask me all the time, Judge, what's wrong with the criminal justice system? Why is it so broke? Why doesn't it work? I said, well, it's working fine. It's just doing something else. See, all of this nonsense about leave it to private enterprise to solve everything. Well, private enterprise is out to make a profit. That's what they're doing.
Right.
They're not out there to be doing good. And what happens is, due to industrial technology and computerization, a whole lot of ordinary people have been made obsolete. Now, the United States happens to be the only industrial country in the world that does not have a concerted government program to deal with changing that obsolescence of the worker who has been displaced by technology and training him to get an equal job in terms of income, doing something else or being able to do more. So we have a lot of surplus labor that is no longer necessary for the market. So labor is a commodity like wheat, corn, or cotton. And when you have a glut, you do three things: cut back production, subsidize and produce, or store the surplus. The surplus labor is stored in a jail cell instead of a grain silo. The subsidy is the public assistance check of one form or another. And the cutting back of production, the glorification of dysfunction, so the would-be labor units drop out, bang out, drug out, get knocked up too early, too often, develop inappropriate attitudes, lifestyles, worldviews. They don't have any vocational skills. They don't have any educational preparation. They're useless. And you have essentially another negative, because the public assistance goes to the female, because in a lot of states, an able-bodied man is not eligible for any kind of public assistance except unemployment. And he has to have worked long enough to get that. And he's only entitled to so much. Meanwhile, back in the Johnson administration in the 60s, they came up with a concept that was good, the safety net. But what they wound up is having a distinctive class of women who became welfare dependent. They got bigger checks the more babies they had, and the check was not going for the babies, it was going for them.
Right.
It's like a friend of mine and I were in Nickerson Gardens out in the Los Angeles area. It's 1967, and we were recruiting for college. In those days in California, UCLA, Berkeley, Cal State, they were free. There was no tuition. There was an insurance and benefits fee. In other words, $56 a quarter. You got unlimited medical care, prescription medication, eyeglasses. You had free concert tickets, athletic events tickets. You didn't have to pay for them, but there was no tuition. Now, Ronnie Reagan screwed that up. He came in campaigning on a platform that he was going to destroy free higher education because nothing but long-haired, commie, sympathizing hippies took advantage of it. So from free education, which was an investment in the human infrastructure of the state, you switched over to this mess they have now, where everybody is in hock for 10 years trying to get an education, unless you can play some sport and get an athletic scholarship. And it's gotten way, way out of hand. So what happens, see, is when these kids are in a situation where the only way the money comes in is through the women, you set up a matriarchy. And hey, man, like, what you doing, man? Like, hey, man, where your bitches, man? Or me saying, young man, if the court is disposed to place you on probation, just how do you intend to sustain yourself? In other words, how do you make your living? Well, with due respect, Your Honor, like I got me 4 bitches. Excuse me, I didn't mean to say that. I got me 4 ladies takes good care of me. 2 of them get, got good JOBs. 1 get a crazy check. 1 on AFDC. They takes care of me.
Dang.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
well, what do you do? I smooth them out. You know, they got hard gigs, you know, so a hard life. So I make them feel good.
Mm-hmm.
And see, about 20 years ago, there was this thing about the thug. I can remember sitting up in the lounge in the airport in Detroit. Me and my homeboy who was traveling with me is the late Clifford Stewart, who was a hell of a man. I called him my brother. We look alike. He's just Black Belt Magazine called him the most dangerous human alive in North America. He was one of those folks.
Mm-hmm.
And we were reading this article by a Black female PhD who was saying, ladies, get yourself a thug. They are so thrilling. You have no idea. Raw masculinity, but you can control it because you're paying the check.
Oh, yeah.
And I do all these local radio appearances or remote or direct, and they say, this is Bobby on WFOOL. This is Take Care of Your Thug Week. Call Bobby and let Bobby know if you got a thug at home. All right, we got Tamika on the line. You got you a thug, Tamika? Yeah, Bobby, I got me a thug. He's so fine.
Lord
yeah.
have mercy.
All right, we got Jamalina on. What you got, Jamalina? Well, yeah, Bobby, I got me a thug. He's so fine. All my friend girls, they Jay. He look just like Denzel. Oh, who is this? Lucille? Yeah, Bobby, this here Lucille. I'm white, but I likes me some thug too. They so exciting. See, and you get this kind of glorification of stupid. And you get these young males who have no man training. And see, man training is difficult because it takes a whole lot of shit in your head for, all right, women and children in the lifeboats first, and the rest of us are going to drown in this icy water if we don't freeze to death first. All right, ladies, get in, and you punk, get that dress off. We know who you are. You still got a beard. Get your ass out of here. So